exercise routines you've been faithfully following for years might actually be preventing you from achieving true, lasting health after the age of 60. It might sound hard to believe, but new scientific evidence suggests that much of what we once thought about senior fitness could soon be rewritten. As a medical professional who has spent decades studying the science of aging and physical performance, I have seen hundreds of studies come and go, but this one genuinely stopped me in my tracks. The findings were not just surprising, they were revolutionary. In early 2024, researchers from the prestigious University of Copenhagen launched one of the most comprehensive studies ever conducted on aging, exercise, and long-term vitality. Their goal was simple yet profound: to understand whether the typical fitness routines recommended for older adults, such as walking or light aerobics, were truly effective in protecting the body from age-related decline. Over 8,000 adults aged 60 and above took part in this massive 5-year study. Each participant was closely monitored for changes in balance, strength, muscle tone, and overall mobility. For years, walking has been regarded as the gold standard of safe exercise for seniors. It's accessible, low impact, and requires no equipment. But what the researchers found challenged that belief entirely. By the end of the study, a clear pattern began to emerge. Those who replaced their standard walking routines with 5 specific, highly targeted exercises experienced dramatic transformations in their physical capabilities. The results were nothing short of extraordinary. These individuals reduced their risk of falls, one of the leading causes of injury and hospitalization in older adults, by an astonishing 73%. Even more impressive, they increased their overall muscular strength by a staggering 89%. To put that into perspective, that's nearly doubling one's physical ability after 60. Think about what that means in real life. Steadier balance while walking, more confidence when climbing stairs, the freedom to carry groceries or play with grandchildren without fear of losing stability or getting hurt. The numbers seemed so extraordinary that the scientists themselves were skeptical. Had they made a miscalculation? Could these improvements really be that dramatic? So in a rare move, the University of Copenhagen team decided to repeat the study, not once, but twice, to ensure accuracy. And every time the outcome was the same. The 5 targeted exercises consistently outperformed traditional walking and general fitness routines in nearly every category of health measurement. These findings have far-reaching implications. They suggest that aging gracefully isn't just about staying active, it's about training smart. The right kind of movement focused on balance, strength, flexibility, and muscle coordination can literally reshape how the body ages. Instead of gradually losing mobility and strength, older adults can actively build it back, safely, naturally, and effectively. This study also highlights something deeply encouraging. The human body, even after 60, remains remarkably adaptable. When given the right type of stimulus, the right kind of physical challenge, it doesn't simply resist decline. It regenerates, muscles strengthen, joints stabilize, reflexes sharpen, and energy levels rise. Imagine being in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s and feeling your body grow stronger month after month. Picture walking up a flight of stairs with ease, carrying heavy bags without strain, or bending down to tie your shoes without a twinge of pain. These are not dreams. They're achievable outcomes backed by science. Experts now believe that these 5 targeted exercises may stimulate key muscle groups that standard walking simply doesn't engage. They improve coordination between the nervous system and muscular system, strengthen stabilizing tissues around joints, and enhance blood flow to areas that commonly weaken with age. Over time, these effects compound, leading to measurable, life-changing improvements in both strength and balance. The broader message here is clear. Longevity isn't just about adding years to life, it's about adding life to those years. And this study proves that even subtle changes to your daily movement routine can dramatically impact your quality of life. The researchers behind this groundbreaking work are now encouraging healthcare professionals around the world to rethink how they prescribe exercise for older adults. Rather than focusing solely on general activity, they advocate for a more personalized, science-based approach that targets the body's most vital systems for aging well. It's a new era in the science of movement, one where age is no longer a limitation, but a variable we can influence. So, the next time you hear that walking alone is enough to stay fit after 60, remember this: your body is capable of far more than you think. The right movements can transform not just how you feel, but how you live. And thanks to this groundbreaking research from Copenhagen, we now have the proof, powerful, measurable proof, that strength, balance, and resilience are not lost with age. They're waiting to be reawakened. What's truly astonishing about this study isn't just the incredible strength gains or the sharp reduction in fall risk, it's how little time these results actually required. Participants in the new movement program spent 40% less time exercising than those in the traditional walking group. Yet their health outcomes weren't just better, and they were superior in every single measurable way. The data speaks volumes. Blood pressure improvements were 31% higher than the walking group. Levels of chronic joint pain, one of the most common reasons older adults give up exercise, dropped by a remarkable 67%, compared to only 12% among those who stuck with standard walking routines. And perhaps most surprisingly of all, bone density didn't merely stabilize, it increased. That's something scientists rarely see in people over 60, even among those who train consistently. Think about that for a moment. Less total exercise time, yet more progress in virtually every health category that matters. Strength, balance, mobility, pain reduction, and even skeletal health. But what truly grabbed my attention, and why this finding could change how we think about aging forever, is what came next. Researchers identified the single most impactful movement from the entire program. They ranked it number 1 because of its broad influence on cardiovascular health, muscular endurance, and longevity markers. What's most incredible is how simple it is. 94% of all participants were able to perform it immediately. No gym membership, no special equipment, no lengthy training. Many did it right in their living rooms in less than 5 minutes a day, and yet, this one modest exercise increased biological lifespan indicators by 42%, a number so dramatic that the research team initially questioned whether their analysis software had malfunctioned. They double-checked, recalibrated their testing, and reran the data. Every single time, the results were identical. This unassuming movement, accessible to nearly everyone, was triggering changes deep inside the body, improving mitochondrial efficiency, reducing inflammatory markers, and enhancing blood flow to muscles and joints. In other words, it wasn't just building strength. It was reprogramming how the body aged. One of the lead scientists described it best. We didn't just see participants getting fitter, we saw their cells behaving younger. It's a statement that redefines what's possible in the later decades of life. For years, we've been told that aging inevitably leads to slower metabolism, weaker bones, stiffer joints, and declining energy. But this study proves something radically different, that the right kind of targeted movement can reverse much of that process. Imagine spending less time exercising than you do watching the evening news, yet experiencing lower blood pressure, less pain, stronger bones, and measurable cellular rejuvenation. That's the power of intelligent movement, grounded in modern science rather than outdated convention. And remember, these aren't results seen in elite athletes or lifelong fitness enthusiasts. These were ordinary men and women over 60 who simply shifted how they moved, not how much. Their success demonstrates a truth we can no longer ignore. Quality of movement matters more than quantity. The body doesn't respond to hours of repetitive motion. It responds to strategic challenges that activate muscle groups, balance systems, and internal energy pathways all at once. That's why the University of Copenhagen team now believes this discovery represents a genuine turning point in preventive health for older adults. They're already working to integrate these exercises into senior care programs and wellness initiatives worldwide. So the next time you hear that you have to exercise longer to stay healthy, remember this groundbreaking evidence. The secret to strength, mobility, and longevity after 60 isn't about pushing harder or spending more time. It's about moving smarter. And it all begins with one simple exercise, a movement so easy, so natural that almost anyone can start it today. Yet its effects could very well add years and vitality to your life. According to the latest breakthrough research from Harvard Medical School, scientists have just uncovered something extraordinary. They've identified a biological mechanism known as metronotransduction pathways, a process so powerful it can reprogram the way your cells behave. In simple terms, this discovery shows that certain types of movement don't just strengthen your muscles, they literally rejuvenate your cells from the inside out. Your body begins to respond as if it's decades younger. Energy production rises, inflammation drops, and your metabolism wakes up like it did in your 30s. But here's where things get truly fascinating. This isn't about spending hours at the gym, pushing weights, or sweating through punishing workouts. It's about activating the right signals, the ones nature designed your body to respond to. But modern lifestyles have completely silenced, and once you understand this secret, you'll never look at exercise the same way again. Because this single concept could mean the difference between walking strong and independent at 80 or needing a cane by 70. Think about that for a moment. Two people, same age, same diet, same environment, yet one of them moves freely, climbs stairs without effort, and wakes up pain-free, while the other struggles just to stand up from a chair. The difference lies deep inside their cells, and it starts with how they move. But before we dive into the exact science of how this works, I want you to do something simple. Drop a comment below right now and tell us your age and where you're watching from. We're reading every single comment personally, because this isn't just information, it's a movement. A movement about taking back control of how we age, how we live, and how we thrive. So go ahead, introduce yourself. Let's build this community of people who refuse to let time dictate how strong or alive we feel. Now, without any further delay, let's unlock what Harvard researchers are calling the future of functional longevity. It starts with a truth that's hard to believe, but impossible to ignore. Your body isn't programmed to decay. It's programmed to adapt. Every time you move with intention, every time you challenge your balance or stretch beyond comfort, you're sending microscopic messages through your nervous system, messages that awaken dormant pathways inside your muscles, your bones, and even your brain. That's metronotransduction in action, the biological spark that tells your DNA, we're still young. Keep building, keep repairing, keep going. Scientists now know that this process switches on powerful anti-aging genes, the same ones that control cell repair, energy efficiency, and mitochondrial strength. In other words, when you move the right way, your body turns on its own youth code. And here's the part that's changing everything we thought we knew about aging. You don't need extreme training to trigger it. In fact, studies show that short, strategic bursts of movement, done consistently and correctly, create far greater benefits than long, exhausting routines. The key isn't intensity, it's precision. It's knowing how to move in ways that awaken the pathways that time has slowly switched off. And when that happens, something remarkable unfolds. Your body begins to self-correct, muscles become more responsive, joints move more smoothly, circulation improves, and within weeks, you begin to feel a shift, a lightness, an energy, a strength you thought you'd lost years ago. That's not wishful thinking, that's cellular reprogramming happening in real time. So if you've ever felt tired, stiff, or older than your age, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to future-proof your body, reignite your vitality, and move like you're 40 again, no matter your age, no matter your starting point. Let's get started. Now let's dive into exercise number 5 on our countdown, wall push-ups with a hold. At first glance, you might think, really? Wall push-ups? That's too easy to make any difference. But here's where. Science shatters that assumption completely. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity revealed something remarkable. Adults over 60 who practiced wall push-ups with a deliberate hold for just 8 weeks boosted their upper body strength by 34% more than participants performing traditional, conventional exercises. That's right. A simple, almost unnoticed movement delivered results that routine workouts often fail to match. So, why is this so important? After the age of 60, most people naturally lose approximately 3% of their muscle mass every year unless they actively counter it. And this isn't merely about aesthetics or looking strong in a mirror. Upper body strength is directly tied to independence. It determines your ability to carry groceries, open stubborn jars, push a heavy door, or, most importantly, stabilize yourself if you trip or stumble. Here's the incredible part. The wall push-up with a hold doesn't just build raw strength. It develops what exercise scientists call functional strength patterns. These are the exact movement sequences your body relies on hundreds of times every single day, often without you even realizing it. It's the subtle but critical muscle engagement that keeps you moving confidently, safely, and efficiently in your everyday life. Here's how to execute this exercise properly to gain maximum benefit. Stand about an arm's length away from a wall, feet together or slightly apart. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Slowly lean forward, aiming to bring your nose just shy of the wall. This is the moment where the magic happens. Hold this position for 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel a deep engagement not just in your chest and shoulders, but in your arms, core, and surprisingly, your back muscles. Next, press back to the starting position with controlled precision. The key lies in tempo and control. Take 2 seconds to lean in, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and take 2 seconds to push back. This slow, deliberate rhythm activates what scientists call time under tension, which research shows is far more effective for building strength in older adults than rapid, repetitive movements begin with just 5 repetitions, and over time gradually increase to 15 reps. The beauty of wall push-ups is that they are fully adjustable. If it feels too easy, step your feet back slightly to increase the challenge. If it's too difficult, move closer to the wall, even more compelling. A study from the University of British Columbia found that older adults performing wall push-ups with holds 3 times a week for 12 weeks not only improved pushing strength by 41%, but also enhanced their reaction time by 23%. This isn't just strength. It's fall prevention, coordination, and a stronger, more resilient body that reacts quickly in everyday situations. The sustained hold in this exercise also improves proprioception, your body's natural ability to sense its position in space, which is one of the first systems to decline with age, and a major factor in why falls become more common and dangerous after 60. So while it may look simple, the wall push-up with hold is deceptively powerful. It's a cornerstone of functional fitness for seniors, building the strength, stability, and confidence needed to live fully independent, active lives long into your golden years. After the age of 60, our bodies naturally begin to shed roughly 3% of muscle mass each year if we don't take deliberate action to prevent it. And this is not just a cosmetic concern. It goes far beyond looking fit in a sleeveless shirt or tank top. The real impact shows up in everyday functionality. Losing upper body strength can drastically reduce your independence. Tasks that once felt effortless, carrying groceries, opening stubborn jars, reaching overhead, or even regaining balance if you stumble, can suddenly become challenging and risky. This is precisely where the wall push-up with a hold proves its immense value. Unlike conventional exercises that often target single muscles in isolation, this movement trains what experts in exercise physiology call functional strength patterns. These patterns replicate the natural, dynamic movements your body performs countless times every day. Think about it. Every time you push a door open, lift a bag, or stabilize yourself while bending, your body is engaging these very muscle sequences. Yet, without proper training, these crucial patterns weaken over time. What makes wall push-ups particularly effective is their simplicity paired with precision. By performing a slow, controlled lean into the wall and holding the position for several seconds, you aren't just building strength in your chest, shoulders, and arms. You are also activating the core and stabilizing muscles that your body relies on for balance and coordination. This deliberate, mindful contraction mimics real-life movements, making the strength you gain directly transferable to daily activities. Moreover, this exercise enhances body awareness. Functional strength isn't just about raw power. It's about training your muscles to work in harmony, improving posture, reaction time, and the ability to recover quickly if you stumble. Each hold teaches your nervous system to stabilize your joints and maintain control, reducing the risk of falls, one of the biggest threats to health and independence after 60. In essence, what seems like a simple wall push-up is actually a strategically powerful tool. It preserves and strengthens the movements you rely on most, keeping you active, confident, and fully capable of navigating everyday life with strength and grace.